predicted lineup, and probably the hardest predicted lineup that we've had so far this season. And Postecoglou has been speaking in the press conference, giving us the lowdown on team news, and let's get into it.
And deep breath, and here we go. Van de Ven is out until the new year with a hamstring injury, which he picked up on Monday night, so that was a massive blow. James Maddison, Ange confirmed that the ankle injury is a lot worse than first anticipated, and he's also going to be out until the new year, but it remains to be seen when he'll be back, but that's not a good situation. It looks like ligament damage on his ankle. Richarlison has had his surgery yesterday, and he should be out for about a month, they were saying, probably out for a couple of weeks after international break, but he is out for this weekend. Obviously Romero and Udogie are serving suspensions after their red cards against Chelsea on Monday night, and obviously the long-term injuries of Perisic, Solomon and Sessegnon are no closer to returning as of now, so they're remaining out for the time being.
All right, well, let's get into it then. 4-3-3 formation as per usual. In goal is going to be Vicario. And look, he's going to have to be on his top game, to be honest.
Yeah, off the back of what was one of the best sweeping performances I've ever seen, he's probably going to have to do the maybe similar in this game, because we obviously, with Van de Ven in the team, the need to sweep as high as maybe he did on Monday night is less so, because you just got that player with the recovery runs that Van de Ven does. But without that, I think Vicario, maybe the instruction might be for Vicario, just be a bit higher, just in case those balls in over the top, because we know that Dyer's more like Dyer, and whoever's next to him is going to be more likely to be caught out than Van de Ven. So I think he might have a crucial role to play in this one.
Yeah, I'm actually so happy that they don't have Moutinho or Neves anymore, because that ball playing ability from the middle to maybe feed Hwang in would be so much more dangerous. Now they don't really have that kind of, they can't replicate that with the players that they have now. So
they've got a different type of threat. I mean, João Gomez, Lamina, they've got like really good ball carrying ability, but before that, in Neves and Moutinho, it was much more about good quality passing. Exactly.
So that's Vicario in goal. A right back, Ange did say that Pedro Porro hasn't trained all week, but he will fit for this game, so that's at least one plus coming into the game.
Yeah, it's vital. Obviously he picked up a little knock against Chelsea on Monday night in the first half, but was able to finish the game and finish it strongly as well, so really vital that he comes into this one, and he's going to have, I think, as well, the wide areas is where Wolves get a lot of their joy. Luckily Neto's not available, but still, whoever's going to be in the wide areas, whether it be Hwang or Cunha, if Porro can dominate that duel, they'll go a long way to Spurs maintaining their dominance.
Right-hand side of the defence, we're actually siding with Ashley Phillips to make his first appearance for the club. It could have been Emerson, could have been Højbjerg, who both had stints at centre-back on Monday night. But we are just going to side with Phillips, seeing as he was pulled out the under-21 squad in anticipation for this game. But it could be either or, to be honest.
Yeah, and as well, he's been on the bench a few times, hasn't he, during the season? So he's not exactly an alien to the first team this season. So hopefully he's impressed Ange enough to maybe throw him into the deep end. We saw how, early in the season, Van de Ven signed for Spurs a few days before the first part of the season, first game of the season, and he threw him in, and he just felt like he took the risk. So we're going for Phillips in this one, albeit, yeah, as you say, Davis or Emerson or Højbjerg, it could be any number of them.
I doubt Davis, because we got no more left backs, but
could play Emerson there.
Yeah, I guess
Emerson left back and Davis on
or Højbjerg even.
Or Højbjerg. So there's a few options, but we're going for what we're hoping for, and that's Ashley Phillips in this one.
And that will be alongside Eric Dyer at left centre back, and it just brings up that question again that I brought up on after the transfer window shut with Davinson Sanchez, how we just let him go without bringing in a replacement. And we could have used him now, to be honest. And that's what of a sorry state of affairs is when you wish you've got Sanchez and Dyer at the back now.
Yeah, and the thing about as well, how solid Sanchez was looking in pre-season, wasn't he? He was looking a lot better with under Ange. So it is a shame we don't have him, but is what it is. We can't play players who aren't here anymore. So obviously Eric Dyer comes in, had a good cameo against Chelsea, albeit I did feel like near the end he was getting caught out with his lack of pace, and that was reality. But
it's going to happen with 9 men, though, isn't it? To the best of players.
That's also true. with Wolves, how they play up front, hopefully he's going to be able to contain Kalajic, who's a bit more of a taller physical threat. And if Dyer's got that kind of threat to deal with rather than a striker who's pacey and behind, hopefully that's more his cup of tea.
And then to make up that back line on the left-hand side, we are going to put Ben Davies in there. Ange Postecoglou did say in his press conference that he is back from returning from injury. So that's another plus for Spurs.
Yeah, there's obviously a shout for Emerson Royale as well, who's been playing at left back quite a bit this season. But we've gone for Ben Davies, who's a more natural lefty, and didn't have the best game against Crystal Palace, but hopefully he obviously went off at half-time with a bit of a knock, so hopefully if he's fully recovered, he'll be putting a better performance in this one.
Well, let's run through that decimated backline with you guys one more time. It's Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro right back, Ben Davies left back, with Ashley Phillips and Eric Dyer in the middle of defence. I mean, that is literally only one survivor in that back four. Mm-hmm. That's mad. It's crazy how much can change in the space of a week. But let's move on to the midfield, and in number 6 position will be Yves Bissouma. And we were talking about in the preview how vital it was for us to get the ball, and he's going to be vital to that.
Yeah, and Wolves actually have a very aggressive and physical midfield with Lamina, João Gomez, Bellegarde as well in that midfield. So he's definitely going to have his work cut out of him to dominate it. But if we can do that and he can, keep possession like he has been at times this season, that can go a long way just to make sure Spurs dominate and keep Wolves out of possession and stop the turnovers. And he could be crucial to breaking them down as well with his ball carrying ability. I don't think he's kind of been as good maybe since that red card as he was before it, but hopefully it's just a matter of time before his form starts to return.
It's only been one game, hasn't it, since the red
Palace
card?
and Chelsea.
Palace and Chelsea. Yeah. All right. And then in the middle, we're going to go for Pape Matar Sarr, who's obviously on really good form at the moment, and another player who's going to be extremely vital.
Yeah, and his physicality will be crucial. I thought we had a really good game as well against Chelsea and against Palace, so definitely his form has been on the upturn recently. So definitely no reason not to start him. So as well, when it comes to battling that physical midfield Wolves have, he's going to be crucial.
Yeah, and then to make up that midfield 3 in replacement for James Maddison will be Giovanni Lo Celso. I mean, there are a couple of options. We could move Kulusevski into the middle, potentially even Brian Hill could go on the wing, but we do think Lo Celso will start this game, because if he doesn't start this game, when's he ever going to start?
Yeah, that's my position. If you're not going to play Lo Celso in this situation, what's the point? Why did you keep him? What's the point of him still being here?
For cover to the cover.
There didn't seem a point. If the only reason for me he's here is just to cover Maddison if he's injured, and now here's his chance. So I think we should put him in. Obviously, Ange has turned to Højbjerg off the bench in that position most of the time this season. So there is an argument to say he will play Højbjerg, but I think most of the time it's been when we're losing, when we're winning, and to see out games. I can't remember too many times where we've been losing and he's taken off Maddison for Højbjerg. Maybe Liverpool?
Sheffield United? Did he do it in Sheffield United?
Maybe Sheffield. I don't think. Did he take Maddison for him? I can't remember.
Because he moved Kulu into the middle at Sheffield United, didn't he?
Yeah. He played. Yeah, he did move Kulu into the middle. I can't remember. I think didn't we finish the game with Kulu and Maddison in the middle? I think in that
potentially.
Game. So whether he puts Højbjerg or Bentancur or even potentially into an attacking midfield position, I just feel like it's unnecessary to do. I think if you've got an attacking midfielder already there with the creativity, I know Højbjerg has been playing well, so you might argue he deserves a start right now, but that's just not his position. I want an attacking player in that position. Unless he's thinking you put Højbjerg in the 6 and maybe move Bissouma there. But again, I would rather just have a creative attacking player there. So we're putting Lo Celso in from the start. And it's a big opportunity for him because hasn't really shined in his cameos so far this season, even though he had a good preseason. So big opportunity for him.
In terms of that though, is that what you want to see? Or would you prefer, for me, I think I would probably prefer to see Kulusevski move into the middle and then Brian Hill out wide.
I'd prefer Lo Celso because he's a more natural central player. He's played there for Argentina. We see what he can do. He played there in pre-season. And I think I'd rather him there. I'd rather see Lo Celso there and Kulusevski keep his place on the right. I think that would give us a bit more creativity, in my opinion. So that's what I'd rather see if it was up to me.
Yeah, I'll probably see the other way with Kulusevski moving into the middle and maybe Brennan Johnson on the right and Brian Hill on the left. I'd probably do that if I was the manager, but this is what we think will happen, and that's Bissouma Sarr and Lo Celso in the middle three. On the right-hand side is Dejan Kulusevski.
Yeah, of course. Such a hard worker. Obviously got the goal against Chelsea with a bit of luck, but was having a good game up until things started to go against us. So he's going to be crucial in this game for sure when it comes to breaking down a low block with his ball retention and ability to keep the ball in tight spaces, especially against, I think, Ait Nouri is going to be on that side. So quite a physical,
Good
pacey left back. So, but I do think he's got his flaws defensively. So I think hopefully Kulusevski can take advantage of that.
Obviously, in the number 9 will be the captain, Heung-min Son, and we're going to need him to be at his clinical best this weekend, aren't we?
100%. Obviously, Craig Dawson has been in fairly good form this season. I think they've also got Max Kilman and Totti Gomez if they're playing a back three. So up against a back three, you could argue it could be a difficult day for Sonny, but we know he's clever enough to find the little spaces in the box. All he needs is a sniff of goal. And he can put away those chances. So it's going to be a difficult game. I think it's 3 physical defenders, but if he can just be clever enough to find those spaces, then Son can be decisive on the day.
And then to finish off the starting 11 on the left-hand side, we're going to go for Brennan Johnson, who's been extremely unlucky so far in a Spurs shirt. I mean, given his first start against Arsenal, goes off on the hour mark injured. Given his second start against Chelsea and goes off after half an hour with the red card. So he looked really bright, didn't he, at the start of that Chelsea game? So more of the same, please.
Yeah, I completely agree. And he's going to be probably up against Nelson Semedo on that side, so another pacey right back who's on his day good, but definitely has his flaws defensively. And if Johnson can get a run at him and find some sort of space, I do envisage him getting some joy. Also, I think Johnson, because he's got those predatory instincts, could be very decisive in the penalty area if we're taking long shots and he can pounce on rebounds and things like that. That could be very crucial as well. So could be a big day. So hopefully is the first game we see Johnson for more than an hour in a game.
Let's hope that'll be nice.
That'll be it.
So let's run through that lineup with you guys one more time. This is our predicted lineup for the Tottenham against Wolves at Molineux. So we got Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro right back, Ben Davies left back with a middle 2 of Eric Dyer and Ashley Phillips. In the midfield 3, we've got Yves Bissouma, Pape Matar and Giovanni Lo Celso. On the left, Brennan Johnson. On the right, Decky. And then up front, Heung-min Son. The predictions, Sim's going for 1-0 to Spurs. I'm going for 2-1 to Spurs. Who's going to get the goal for you?
Who's going to get the goal? I am going to go for Sonny.
Yeah, I'm going for 2-1, and I'm going to go for Sonny and Brennan Johnson to get on the score sheet as well. Brennan Johnson with his first goal for the football club. Let's hope so. Me and Sim are going to be up at Molineux tomorrow, bright and early, 12:30 kickoff. Let's start off the weekend with 3 points. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.